Hello and welcome to the Sketchlist 3D video guide. Sketchlist helps you brainstorm, plan, and execute your creative projects. This video is a guide to changing basic box into a storage unit. In this video, we're going to insert an existing assembly from our lives. I'm going to pick the basic box. Click Add In. There's the assembly. Bring it down to the floor. Slide it over to the right, grab the assembly and use the slider bars. To make that adjustment project level, I want to resize this box. In order to resize both the container of the box and the objects within the box, I use the red. If I right-click that red, make this 36. Click to apply. Right-click that red dot and make this a 48. And finally, come here and grab that one. Say the depth is going to be 18. And there is our basic box on a shelf into this box. And I could certainly do that with the new board form. So I enter the name, select a material, enter sizes. For now I'm going to just guesstimate at the width and the depth of the board. Although I could calculate it if I wanted to. And the most important to mention here is that the one that indicates which edge of this board is the thickness, and I would put the grain direction. And other important factor as the equal to the width. In terms of locating, there are 3 steps in Sketchlist: insert, size, and locate. So that we are in the process of inserting a size board, and we can even take it a step further and locate that. So this will be 12 inches off the bottom and 3/4 of an inch from the front. Then what I would do is go into the assembly level. A shortcut to resize the shelf would be to hold down the Shift key. And drag that until it clicks front is 3/4. The back of this must be 3/4 and we're good. Now I'm going to put in a divider. I'm going to just use the simple clone. Simple clone makes an exact copy of the object that you've selected. Clone it and you notice in the spreadsheet across the bottom, that board is highlighted in amber. Rename the board and select it again. Drag that off the bottom a little bit. I want to be able to select it, and if it's exactly on top of the other board, sometimes that's tricky. Now use the Align tool. So I highlight that shelf. Hold down the Shift and highlight the divider and use Align at the left side of our Sketchlist main screen and just simply pick center. Not quite done yet. Unlimited. Drag that red dot takes us board divider. Rename it for the minute. I'm just going to click it over to the left a little bit. Select the shelf, hold down the Shift and select the divider. Pick the Align command and center. Notice that the front of the backboard is 17.5. So this right click and the back will be 17.5. The top of this board is 3/4, so the bottom of this board will be 3/4. The bottom of that board is 47.25. So what we can do, so we can say the top of the board is 47.25 and the bottom is 3/4. And we're going to change now that board fits in there directly. Just take this red dot, hold down the Shift and come back and select that board and use the clone and space button on lower right hand side of the screen. Inserting those shelves from the bottom, we want to clone 2 shelves 10 inches apart like that. We're going to add another cord width, will be 1.5 inches height. And the depth, the height, I'm going to estimate for now and fill in later, like that grain direction is going to run that. It's going to add that for new objects that's in Sketchlist are always inserted such that their lower, leftmost, bottommost point, or corner are all equal to 0. So what I can do is take that board. First, I'm going to move it over to the left with a bed again. So I can grasp it. I take this board and then shift that use the Align key as I did before to center that its bottom is 1.5. Moving upward. And here, the bottom of that is 46.5. Right click that red dot top is 46.5. Next, we'll put in a drawer. And again, I'm going to pull that drawer from the library, so I clicked the insert icon, filter by doors. And here, I'm going to use this 5-part door. Click it so the door is in place. That's the insert step. Now I'm going to locate that doorway. I will do that 5, pick that bottom rail. Right-click that blue dot and copy its value. Select the door and right-click, it's got value. And that data is at the front left, paste, see the door pops right into place. Notice that the left of that center divider frame is 17¼ So right-click that this will be 17¼ What I might do is just find the top of this shelf, which is 30¼ and tweak the store up 4. And we can keep moving on. I can use the cloning space tool again, this time from the left. I'm going to make a copy of that shelf. Spacing amount is 3/4, which is the thickness of the center divider. And there is now I can take that door likewise, do a clone and mirror back into that project. I'm actually going to delete this drawer, this door. Go to the project level. Going to do a clone and mirror. You see the full function of the clone mirror. Not only did it make a copy, but it flipped. So now the doors are both on the outside edges. So I will insert an assembly and take a little look at the spreadsheet here. So this assembly should be on top of the other assembly. The bottom of this assembly is 48. And the height I'm going to change. That's an advantage of using a spreadsheet, is I can see the sizes I need here. So the overall height of this is going to be, say, 2 inches to the top of this assembly. So the front of this assembly would be, say, 42. And the spreadsheet functions similarly to a calculator. To enter a value and modify it, simply click the corresponding button for the desired value. Here, you can change the value to 62, which will then become the new back. Go into Assembly 3, which we'll refer to as the top crossover. Select that assembly and proceed to insert a board into it, taking us to the assembly level. Click on the icon for creating a new board and choose the appropriate material. The width of the board should be set to 100. The height, which represents the thickness, is a critical dimension, so make sure to input the value of 18. Next, let's add a drawer to the assembly. Now, at the assembly level, we can insert the drawer, which will be represented as a 1-inch cube or 1-unit cube. Shorten the length of the drawer to 6 inches. And the next thing I will do, just take this centerboard, right, click that blue dot, copy its value, select the blue of the drawer, and paste. Continue to set the size of that. Notice left of that rail 34½. This is going to be 34½. 5. Take a step further. Notice the top of that is 34¼ The bottom of this is 34¼ bottom 46½ top 46½. This time, I can use the calculator to make that change 46.5. Because there's no contents in the drawer, it doesn't matter. Go to the drawer level. And now you're back in the repeat process. Insert size and locations. Select that material. The width is going to be 15.75, like that. The height will be 6 and the depth of the 3/4. So it looks like a drawer now with that depth set. Grain direction is gonna run this way. And what I'm going to do is take that board from the bottom, space amount here 0 and column assembly level. Take that in and again clone it. Put her over the other side. Take that one and clone and mirror it. This is the end of the video, which is abrupt. Win more bids, spot the mistakes early, and pull advanced reports with Sketchlist, a complete 3D design software for all your wood project needs.